Oh hey, I'm Digi. Say, do you like weird games? Well, here are 8 weird exploration games that you can play for free or name your own price. Come on, let's go! First up is Babbdi. Babbdi, please. If I'm not totally mistaken, this game is like some kind of pastiche of a beat-down, rough Eastern European city or something like that. Everything's just kind of gray. We start in this room in a high-rise and, whoa, hey man, is your neck okay? We want to eventually leave Babbdi, which I can only assume is the name of the town we live in. There's plenty of people to talk to all over the place. Like Abubi, who tells us we need a train ticket to get out of here. And this lady is just kind of laying here and, alright, well you have a nice one. The game is mostly a sandbox with a main general objective to complete, as well as some side quests and tasks like playing with this dog. Wow! There's a few items you can pick up and use, such as this bat that makes us ricochet off the walls. We need it to open the way to the train platform. There's a pickaxe that I can use to climb skyscrapers. Are you seeing this? The game definitely doesn't mind if you mess with the physics just a little bit. And there's a motorcycle you can use to travel a bit faster. Ooh, a trumpet, watch this. Anyway. It's a fun little game if you like humorous achievements and talking to demented weird characters. I recommend you hit up the Barovnica Destaurant. Tell them Digi sent you. And next is Perfect World. As you can see, this one isn't always so easy on the eyes. And the weird filter they put all over everything kinda injured my bit right here. Regardless, this game starts off in a weird machinery-centric area where they teach you all the controls. We enter this weird room with red velvet curtains, and we're awarded our very own tiny eco house for free. Amazing. Our neighborhood looks very nice, even though there's a lot of floating mushrooms. In order to make the money we need to buy upgrades, we have to enter such places as the Mushroom World in order to find these extractor devices. Activating them gives us money. I have to say, this area is so dark, you can't tell that the water's dangerous or that you're in it until it's almost too late. We're playing one of those characters that just instantly melts upon touching water for some reason. Once you get a grappling hook, the game becomes a lot easier. And it's actually pretty fun using this thing to quickly scale a tall mountain. There's a jetpack and some other upgrades too. Now, believe it or not, this is one of those games with an environmental message. You see where all this extracting is going? Suddenly, the sky is turning red outside our house. All this in order to upgrade our house to the deluxe house. I'll let you find out what happens when you get in there. Recommended for those who like first-person jumping puzzles. And next we have Neko Yume. That's Japanese for cat dream, if you didn't know. This game was made for something called the LSD Jam, which apparently is a game jam where they try to capture the feeling and gameplay of the notoriously fascinating Japanese PS1 game, LSD Dream Emulator. We're gonna see a few more of these as we go through the realm of exploration games. The graphics in this one are fairly faithful to their inspiration, very blocky. The main difference in this game being that almost everything is cats. Catfish, cat bird, cat fisherman, cat statues, cat textures on the walls, cats wearing robes, giant, cat, spider. It's honestly really fun to explore. Like the original Dream Emulator, eventually the dream comes to an end and you go from day 1 to day 2, or like day 2 to day 3, etc., etc. I'm willing to bet that what you check out on a given day influences such things as the textures on the walls and stuff like that, but I couldn't really give you any more details. This game is basically exploration only, with no real plot or any kind of story going on here. The controls are a bit awkward with WASD moving you around, and the arrow keys actually make you look, so that can make things a little bit difficult to play. Still though, if you like Dream Emulator and you like cats, check it out. It'll definitely give you like a good 30 minutes of entertainment. Next up is All Our Asias. By comparison with the last game, this game is almost entirely story-driven. We play as Yuito, a Japanese-American man living in Chicago, who has come to the hospital to visit his father, who is currently in a coma and about to pass away. The doctors and scientists have devised a way for us to enter his mind and retrieve memories, thoughts, and feelings. Being that our father was very detached and always working, we actually don't know much about him. We decide to enter our father's mind, in an attempt to learn as much as we can. In terms of graphics, the style is fairly simple and stripped down. Our projection into Yuito's father's mind is this weird green floaty thing. In a way, it kind of reminds me of those early PS1 games. We start in this fairly nondescript gray area, but we make it to a train station of sorts where we have to use our imagination a little bit. It makes sense that the people in Yuito's father's memories are speaking Japanese. Unfortunately, Yuito is Americanized and he never learned it himself. Other areas we visit include this forest area, where these guards just kind of hem and haw for a little bit before just letting us go through. What's the point? There's also this mountain area. These people sure do enjoy spinning. I enjoy spinning too. The controls are pretty basic, and a majority of the game just involves reading and occasionally figuring out which way to go. I played this game for over an hour and didn't feel like I came anywhere close to actually finishing it. If you don't mind the stripped down graphical style, I recommend this one for the interesting concept and setting. Next up is That Night, Steeped in Blood River. Man, I just love it when the game's name is a full sentence. This is another one of those games where everything's covered in a filter that makes it kind of tough to see much, although it varies from room to room in this game. We don't really get any story here. We just kind of come out of this elevator here and we find ourselves in a lobby of some sort, maybe a hospital, and it acts as a bit of a hub world. Sign your name or just draw literally anything on this paper and we can find various rooms, where clicking on the bed takes us to a new area. The goal seems to be to find 2 items in each area, which can take several themes. This one looks like a church. This one kind of resembles a convenience store or something like that. Each area has 2 routes to go in, and at the end of each, we get like a little triangle or something. Either way, you can see this thing on the door frame when we go back to the hub world, and it kind of shows our progress. There's not a ton going on here in terms of gameplay mechanics. A lot of this area is focused on literally just playing with a Simon toy. I got very close to finishing the game, but I couldn't quite figure out what to do in this area with burning goblets. Hey, if you finished the game, why don't you tell me what you saw in the comments? Next up is Iketsuki. This is a relatively short, story-driven game. We wake up on this floating island in the middle of a void. Making our way into this impressive-looking building, we find a knight. The knight seems to be blocked from entering the building by some unknown force. But since we're able to enter the building no problem, he'd like us to help him find something that he can use to get inside. Meanwhile, inside the building, this creature, of which we can only see an arm, asks for fish. Lots of fish. All kinds and all sorts. In order to procure these, we have to slowly and painstakingly summon them by messing with this orb. After taking absolutely forever for the fish to appear in the pond, we put these star seeds in front of them and feed it to them. It turns them colors. Now, I just want to say that this took me absolutely forever to figure out. I had to look up multiple playthroughs to figure out what I had to actually do to feed the seeds to the fish. Very annoying. But all you really have to do is put it directly in front of the fish, and the fish will eat the seed. I also don't see any reason it should take this long to manifest a fish. Definitely could have made this animation shorter. Having said all that, though, I found the rest of the game to be okay. We have this setting, and it seems to be inspired by like a King's Field or a game like that. There's some platforming, and it's mostly fine, except for this crummy little part right here, but that was it. And an interesting short story that leaves more questions than answers. I do recommend this one as long as you keep in mind what I showed you about how to feed the fish. It'll save you a lot of trouble. Liminal Dreams. Here's another one that's kind of vaguely story-driven. We start out in this white room. The only things we can interact with is this locked treasure chest and this journal written by somebody who was locked in here previously. We can look around, but there's nothing but colorless walls and furniture. It turns out that this is a hub world. You can access the other worlds by checking out the TV in the living room. This possibly biblically accurate angel girl thing wants to play hide and seek with us. If we oblige and successfully find her enough times, we find ourselves back in our room, which now has a little bit of color in it. It seems like the goal of this game is to visit each world and solve whatever's going on there, after which your new friend comes to stay with you in the hub world. It's a really interesting concept. Interspersed throughout, you have these cryptic notes about the guy who woke up in the room before you. In terms of worlds, we have a weird, maybe cult compound of some sort. We got a creepy farm. And we have a fantasy tower. There's a bit of a mix of moods and genres going on here. The green world feels a little bit more lighthearted, while the farm is honestly really creepy. Huh? Who's that? The clown came back? Oh boy. Meanwhile, the tower is just one long jumping puzzle. This one does have a little bit of depth to it, so check it out if you're good with something that might take you a while. Last game for this video, Hypnagogia. Actually, it's pronounced Hypnagogia. The game said so. Don't blame me. It's another Game Jam game. Specifically, I'm playing the free version that you can find on itch. There's also a greatly expanded Steam version for a modest price. There's not much to this one story-wise. This rabbit friend encourages us to explore all the dream worlds that are laid out for us, including a cat monastery with a giant elder cat. There's an underwater area, a series of floating islands with wind chimes for inhabitants, a hedge maze, and a flooded city. There's little tasks you have to do in order to move on from each world, like providing the elder cat at the monastery a fish dinner, and answering a quiz based on these god statues. The dreams get a little bit darker over time, with the last one I saw after playing for about 35 minutes being this dingy ballroom kind of place. Still, it's clear that there was a lot of care and thought put into this game, and the music and atmosphere is very interesting. So I recommend you check this one out. Alright, that's it. 8 weird exploration games that you can play for free, or name your own price. Hey, do you want to see me play the games that go into these videos live? Check me out on Twitch sometime. I stream Wednesdays and Thursdays from 8 to 11 Eastern US and Canada time. Consider subscribing here on YouTube for more weird games. Alright, see you next time.